Good evening and a very warm welcome to this Thursday talk. Today we're honouring Earth Day 25 with a topic, Our Power, Our Planet. And our speaker is Aneta Loj. A little bit about her. Her bio's long, but I'm not going to share it all, but a little bit, enough to give a flavour. Because she's quite an extraordinary person with a huge range of ability and participation. So Aneta is the director of the Brahma Kumaris in Poland, a seasoned professional. She has a unique blend of experience in sustainability, renewable energy, corporate leadership and spirituality. Her deep commitment to caring for the community and capacity building has led her to participate in a lot of impactful community projects. And from 2011, Aneta has been the research and development coordinator for the India One solar thermal power plant, which is located in the Shantivan campus of the Brahma Kumaris in Rajasthan. A little bit more, so many interesting things. Aneta actively participates in global environment discussions and has also represented the Brahma Kumaris at numerous climate change conferences. So I think that will be enough just to give a flavour, and I'm sure I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing and seeing what Aneta is going to share on this lovely topic, Our Power, Our Planet. So over to you, Aneta. It's all yours.
A very good evening. Greetings of peace. And thank you very much for inviting me. And I really feel honored that together we are going to honor our beautiful, amazing Mother Earth. And Earth Day is just one day during the year, but actually it should be every year. And every day we should celebrate it, we should honor, we should pay our tribute and respect Mother Earth that has been sustaining us for so long. So today I would like indeed to share my understanding about where are we at when we speak about the state of the Earth. I would like to share my experience, and also I would like to share my practice, what I believe could be done to help Mother Earth heal herself, to help her come back to the state of the balance. Because as I will share some also statistics, you will be able to see that the condition of Mother Earth is really not good at all. So I prepared some slides with different information. So if you allow me, I would like to share them. So indeed, every year the Earth Day has a different theme, and this year it is Our Power, Our Planet. And when I was reflecting on this theme, I thought that actually what needs to be done is to renew our power and then to renew our planet. So this talk today I structured in line with this theme of thinking, and what I think what needs to be done in order to renew our power and then to renew our planet is three things. The first thing is to reconnect. I believe that the current crisis, as we will see later on, because we are in a crisis in terms of the condition of Mother Earth, is because of the relationships, the disconnectedness from the nature, from communities, but most of all from our inner selves. So I believe the first step that should be done is to reconnect with your true self. And after that, the reconnection with nature, with other people will happen naturally. So the first step would be reconnect. And we will go more into details in terms of what I mean by that and how to do it. Then the next step is to remember. Remember the most wonderful source of power. If we are to renew our power, we need to plug in our consciousness, our hearts, to the source of benevolent power, so we can empower ourselves again. And when we remember, it means we are in the company of the source and we become powerful. So I will also share my experience about that. And then after we reconnect, after we remember, we are in the company of the powerful one, then really the renewal can happen. And we always start with ourselves. And in the Brahma Kumaris, we have the slogan, which maybe you have heard already, which says that when I change, the world changes. So the first thing that I would like to start with today is related to the nature, our Mother Earth, and how we can reconnect with her. Because for sure we lost the connection, and for sure it is one of the root cause of the issues that we face today, why we need to think about the problems and to look for solutions. So in order to reconnect, we need to get to know each other. And I would like to offer few very beautiful videos prepared by Conservation International, which show the state of the world from the nature point of view, from different elements of nature. So we can get a taste of what nature is thinking about us, human beings. And if nature could speak, what she would tell us. So we will listen to 4 aspects of nature, and please listen with your heart. So open your heart and listen with your heart and see what kind of feelings will be created in your heart.
I am the ocean. I'm water. I'm most of this planet. I shaped it. Every stream, every cloud, and every raindrop, it all comes back to me. One way or another, every living thing here needs me. I'm the source. I'm what they crawled out of. Humans, they're no different. I don't owe them a thing. I give, they take, but I can always take back. That's just the way it's always been. It's not their planet anyway. Never was, never will be. But humans, they take more than their share. They poison me, then they expect me to feed them. Well, it doesn't work that way. If humans want to exist in nature with me and off of me, I suggest they listen close. I'm only going to say this once. If nature isn't kept healthy, humans won't survive. Simple as that. Me, I could give a damn with or without humans. I'm the ocean. I covered this entire planet once, and I can always cover it again. That's all I have to say.
I am the soil. I am in the hills and in the valleys, the farms, the orchards. Without me, humans could not exist. But you treat me like dirt. Do you realize that I am just a thin skin on this planet? and that I'm actually alive, full of organisms that grow your food. But I am broken, aching, overused, sick because of you. You have withered me away to less than half of what I used to be just over 100 years ago. Are you paying attention? I am turning to dust. So maybe you could treat me with a little more respect. I suppose you still want to eat, right?
Okay, I hope it brought us closer to Mother Nature. And now I would like just for a moment for all of us to reflect on our relationship with the earth. So you can close your eyes just for a moment and imagine that in front of your eyes there is this beautiful blue pearl floating in the space. And you look closer, closer, and see the Mother Earth. And imagine she has a face. What do you see currently on her face? She has been nourishing us, sustaining us for millennia. And now, what is her state like? How does she feel? What is her health like? And how does it make feel you in your heart? How do you treat her? How do you relate to her? Just think about it for a moment. Are you grateful for Mother Earth, for everything that she has been doing? Do you even think about her in this way? Do you appreciate? Do you respect? Do you care for her? Just think about it for a moment. I think one of the reconnecting thing is just to stop and to become aware and to reflect and to share your gratitude from the heart for everything what she has been doing. And now I would like to show a little bit complex slide, but I will explain it, I hope, in a simple way. This slide shows the study conducted by Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research. It's a scientific organization. And the scientists, they decided to check what is the health, the state of the health of the Earth. They identified 9 essential systems that run Mother Earth, and then they checked what is the state of them. And out of 9, 6 are actually out of balance. 6 of 9 are already have crossed so-called planetary boundaries, which means that they are beyond the safe limits, which means it's not safe anymore. And we can compare it actually to the human body, because human body and Mother Earth, they reflect each other. So if Mother Earth had a human body, actually she would be a very critical patient. It would mean that she has very high fever, that her immune system collapsed, that her skin, her muscles are wounded and are broken, are torn. It means that her kidneys would not work. She would be dehydrated. Her digestive system is not working because of overload, and her liver is not working because of all the toxins. So actually, such a patient is a patient of ICU, and it's like multi-failure patient. So it's very critical, and the situation actually is quite urgent. And it's not here to scare anyone, but just so that we can be aware, because awareness is necessary if we want to change anything. That's why I'm sharing this. And this is not only something what we can read in this document. Actually, this is something what we can observe in our daily life. These are some photos from last year, the photos of climate change impact, which are these huge fires, which are the floods and the droughts and ice melting. We have heard all of this and we experienced the biodiversity loss, the bleaching of coral reefs, the habitat loss of so many wild animals, and the extinction of so many species. And then the land degradation with desertification, and of course, plastic pollution. Microplastic is now omnipresent. It has been found everywhere, from the top of highest mountains to the depths of ocean, and also in all parts of the body. So this, what they call triple planetary crisis, is really something what we are experiencing right now, and it shows the state of the health of Mother Earth. And one more thing I would like to show, and this is so-called Earth Overshoot Day. So there is one date in the year by which date human population has exceeded or has used up all resources, all services that can be provided by Mother Earth in such a way that Earth would be able to regenerate them within a year. To make this, again, long story short, actually it says that today we humans are using the resources of almost 2 planets Earth, but obviously we have only one Mother Earth, but it's 1.75 Earths that we need so that Earth would be able to regenerate whatever we used up. And of course, it's not possible. It means we live on credit. And we can see this kind of information for every country also. So for example, for the UK, it is the May 20th, by which actually, if all people in the whole world lived in a way Britishers live, it means we would have used up all resources already that can be regenerated during 1 year by May 20th. So it is like 2.6 planets we would need to have all the resources regenerated. But the resources of Mother Earth are definite. They are not infinite. They are limited. So this is also something that it is good actually to be aware of. And then what are the reasons why it is like that? And here we come also to the power of human beings. Sometimes we think, I am just one person, what can I do? Whatever I do, it doesn't have such a big impact, but actually it has, because scientists say that all these problems that I have just mentioned briefly, they are the result of human activities. And here I just mentioned the main human activities that contribute to this huge environmental crisis. And the biggest one is actually industrial agriculture. It influences everything. It fuels climate change, it creates biodiversity loss, it degrades the land, the soil, and it is also a huge source of pollution, industrial agriculture. Of course, fossil fuel burning, so the way we produce our electricity, our power, chemical pollution, consumption, production, but also wars and armed conflicts. And till not so long time ago, nobody mentioned that wars and armed conflicts are also the reasons of climate change, biodiversity loss, land degradation, but they are, and they are bigger and bigger. I will not go into details, but it is one of the main also reasons of the environmental degradation. So this is something what we can see on physical level, but there is one more thing that I would like to pay attention. And this is something what is not visible, but it has huge, huge, huge influence on the environment, on the nature. And maybe some of you are aware of this experiments with water by Masaru Emoto. He demonstrated that human thoughts, human words, ideas, music, it all affects the molecular structure of water. And without going into details, he demonstrated that when water is exposed to positive feelings, positive thoughts, for example, love or gratitude, thank you, they form beautiful structures, very harmonious, very beautiful ones. But if the same water is exposed to negative thoughts, negative feelings, for example, hatred, it will be distorted. It will lose its balance. It will be very chaotic. And then, of course, it shows the quality of the water. And of course, we know that human body is made in 70% around from water, and even the surface of our planet Earth is covered in 70% by water. So really, it's important to think before we think, because the effect of thoughts that we create is enormous. One is what we see in terms of these activities that I showed just before, but something what we don't see and is even more powerful has to be understood and considered. So our thoughts, our words truly do matter. And it all constitutes results in the current state of patient Earth. So what can we do? And people, are very powerful, because this is actually all creation of human beings. So this is actually good news in this sense that if we created this crisis, we are also able to fix it. And people try to do so many things. There are so many UN conventions, multilateral bodies, international organizations, and they have been working on it for decades. But the situation is not improving. It is actually going down, it's worse and worse. Why? I would like to offer one explanation. And the explanation is that we start from the wrong side. We start from the end. It's like, let's imagine our Earth is a tree with fruits. And the fruit that is on the tree, we don't like the fruit. So we want to change it. So we water it, we trim the tree, we mulch it, but still the fruit will be as the seed. So the spirituality actually teaches us that if we want to introduce a sustainable, long-lasting, and powerful change, we have to start from the seed. So the seed means the awareness, because the awareness is the reason why I do things later on. So as my awareness, so will be my thoughts, my attitude, my relations, my actions, and then the world. And this trajectory is also very important to understand if I want to change, either in my personal life or if I want to bring about change in the world. I always have to go back to the seed. The seed means my intentions. The seed means my purpose. The seed means what do I think I am, like who I think I am. So this is the soil in which the seed of attitude, actions are then growing. So this is about inside-out approach. And this is what we, as the Brahma Kumaris, advocate in terms of a necessary approach for any sustainable change. And as it is written here, just to confirm that our state of consciousness, who I am, what am I like, is the seed from which all change grows. And it will be either positive change or negative change. It all depends on my consciousness. And this is very basic thing to understand, because of course it will influence my personal choices, but it will also influence or inform the technologies that are being developed and the policies that are being created, because both types of changes are necessary: personal, individual, and systemic. So we need to understand this process, this trajectory, and these two trees, just referring to the nature, show the result of different types of seeds. On the right side, it is the seed of spirituality, the spiritual awareness, that I am the inner being, the being that is originally, naturally peaceful, loving, joyful, wise. And then that everything what I need is in me. I just need to reconnect with my inner true self. And then out of that, what comes? Compassion comes, patience comes, tolerance comes, self-confidence, benevolence, contentment. And then if I think like this, my attitude will be like that, my actions, my relations, and then my world can truly change in a positive way. So how to do it? For that, we need another power of silence. And I really encourage everyone just to take a moment and to think about it and to experiment with this idea that I am actually a peaceful being, an inner being that is full of love, of truth, of joy. And that whatever I think, it will create my world, but then it will also co-create the big world. I have such a power. I'm so powerful. I am the creator. So better I take care of the seed that I sow in the world. So this is what we do in meditation. Very simple, but very, very important to help Mother Earth. And why it is important? Because then the collective consciousness that resulted in the current state of the world will change from this destructive to creative, from negative to positive. I will change from the one who takes, who needs, to the one who gives, who shares, who is benevolent. So this is the power of transformation. And this is the result of me reconnecting with my true self. And then through this connection, I can connect with respect, with gratitude, with compassion, with benevolence, with the nature and with everyone outside. So it's really not so much about the new technologies, focusing on policies, even on funds, as much as it is a change of the heart that is important, because this is the foundation and it will create the strong basis for a positive change. So now I would like to share a little bit of my experience in community work. And community, I mean the Brahma Kumaris. I was very fortunate because some time ago when I was thinking about my career, or rather my life, after quite a successful career in a corporate world, I understood that this is not making me happy, that I'm not using whatever I have in a worthwhile way. And then I got a beautiful chance to go to our headquarters in Mount Abu and to participate in a very beautiful project, which I will explain in a moment. And we can never underestimate the power of collective, the power of group, committed people who have similar ideas, who are like-minded, because this group of people, even if it is small, it can create very meaningful changes in the world. So as we speak about power today, of course, the main thing is the inner power, which comes from the connection to my true self. And then when this is right, then the outer power will be also right. And here I would like to show a few examples of power that is benevolent, of power that is renewable, of power that is safe for environment and for everyone else. And power which actually is at the end of the day accessible for all. So the first thing which I would like to share is about the solar power initiatives that we as the Brahma Kumaris have been doing for almost 30 years now. And what is special about that is that we are a spiritual organization, but we do research and development activities. We develop totally new technology. We yogis, we those who focus on meditation. Why? Because of the consciousness with which we do all these things. And this consciousness is not for us to take, to earn money, but to give back to the nature, to give to society. So what we did, we created big solar kitchens where we use solar power to cook. This is a solar kitchen in our Shantivan campus where we can cook 35,000 meals a day using renewable, safe energy. And this is India One Solar Thermal Power Plant, which is very unique project. It is research, development, and demonstration project, and I think it is still the only solar thermal power plant in the whole world that can generate energy, electricity from sun for 24 hours a day. And it is like a magic, but it's not a magic. It's just because of the pure intentions, because of the faith and courage, determination and willpower, and dedication and cooperation of everyone who was part of this project. And here, really, the foundation was silence and science. So first, silence, so I can go within, I can understand what has to be done, I have courage to do it. And then these new solutions are possible. So this was one thing. Then this is our campus in Gyan Sarovar in Mount Abu, and just also one sentence about it. Soon it will become our first net zero campus of Brahma Kumaris. Net zero means that all needs for electricity, for cooking, and for everything else will be covered by solar power, which is very, very special thing. And then we also have started recently another renewable energy, which also helps with pollution. It's a solid waste management. So what we do it, we collect organic waste and also other solid types of waste, and we bring it to one point, to so-called clean park, and this organic waste we treat in such a way that we can generate methane, biogas out of it, and then we use it to generate electricity. But we also get very good natural manure, fertilizer. So this is very good example how to change waste into best. Another example of pure power, and this is the power of pure thoughts, which we use as a fertilizer. So in our campuses, we don't use chemical fertilizers, we use natural, so what we prepare from whatever is available in our farms, but most of all, we use the fertilizer of the positive thoughts. So we meditate on the soil, on the seed, on the crops, and then we see the results. And the results show that combination of natural farming and so-called yogic farming brings results comparable to chemical farming in terms of the crop quantity, but in terms of quality, it's much better. In terms of nutritional content, it's much better. But also there is a very good benefit for farmers who work because they meditate, and actually they are the first beneficiaries of this meditation because they get empowered, they get happy, and they get enthusiastic to follow it through. And last thing about the community, which I need to mention, because our community is vegetarian and now more and more so-called vegans. And I really would like to encourage you to experiment with so-called plant-based food, because I am convinced, and this is my experience for the last 10 years, for me it was one of the best decisions I took in my life, because again, this animal agriculture is one of the main reasons for environmental degradation. It is huge cause for suffering of animals and even for bad health of people. So whatever I put on the plate, it's very much depending on me. What I put on the plate and what I put to my mouth, it almost totally depends on me. But still, it seems it's not so easy. So think about it. Because maybe when we understand why, the motivation will grow and we can experiment, not fully become plant-based, but step by step. It's important to start to experiment. And for experimentation to become a lifestyle, we need really power. So like the physical sun is the source of life for our physical world, it gives light, it gives warmth, it gives energy, power. So actually every breath is thanks to sun. Every heartbeat, every bloom is because of the sun. Such a wonder. So this is on physical level. But what about the inner being? What about my inner world, the world of thoughts, of feelings, of attitude? How I can empower my inner being? So as there is physical sun, there is also spiritual sun. And it is the supreme being. It is the one that is just point of light, but pure and eternal. The one that is incorporeal, but is a source of power. Power that is benevolent, power that is truly transformative. It is a seed of life. When I remember this supreme being, when I connect, when I'm with him, my highest potential is awakened and I am renewed. The supreme being is the sun of knowledge. It makes it clear for me what I should do and what I should not do. It shows me the path. And as a sun of knowledge, it guarantees that always after darkness, there will be light. After night, there will be day. After winter, there will be spring. As it is on physical domain, it is also for spiritual one. And spiritual domain, spirituality is over matter. As they say, mind over matter. So such a wonderful source of power. And it is an ocean. Ocean of love. Ocean of peace. Ocean of joy. Ocean of hope. So once I reconnect with my inner self, I can remember the soul, the source, the supreme soul. Once I reconnect with my peace inside, it's just enough to have one peaceful, pure thought to connect with the source of power. And then I will not be overwhelmed by everything what I have heard about the patient earth, but I will have enthusiasm, I will have courage, I will have confidence that I can make a change, that I can help Mother Earth heal through my thoughts, through my words, through my actions. So now I would like actually to finish with meditation. So a short experiment, how I, the inner being, can connect with the source of power. So please sit comfortably and just for a few moments. We don't need much time for it, but we need silence and we need to focus. So please follow me as I will share a few thoughts of mine. So I take deep breath in, I breathe in and breathe out. One more time. I sit comfortably. I breathe in and breathe out. And I imagine a point of light, a shining star in the middle of my forehead. I imagine it, and as I think about it, I start to feel the energy that I am. I follow this feeling and I go inside. As I go inside, I reach my inner sacred space. In my inner space, there is silence. It's a very comfortable feeling to be in this inner silence. And as I am in this silent place, I feel peace. I remember this feeling of peace. Peace has been always within me. I have just forgotten about it. Let me now remind myself how it is to be truly peaceful, without any conditions, just I, the peaceful being. This is my true state. And this peace opens door to love. And when I feel the love, I remember. I remember the one who is the ocean of love. So I connect with ocean of love. And I can feel his love embracing me. It is pure, unconditional, unlimited love, spiritual love. As I feel it, I become it. I cling to this source of love, which is power of love. This power cleanses me, renews me, empowers me. I am a peaceful and loving being. And as I am connected with the source, I become the instrument, and I share the power of love with Mother Earth. I see the globe in front of me. I, the soul, with the source of love, the Supreme One, ever pure One, benevolent One, is with me, and His love reaches to planet Earth. It embraces her, it caresses her, it renews her. This power of love reaches to all elements of nature. The earth, the water, the fire, the air and the ether. Everything calms down and becomes true again. And the animal kingdom, this love reaches every living being. And everyone and everything becomes free out of suffering, out of any bondages. And the plant kingdom becomes healthy again. So I take a moment, I remember this feeling, I take it with me in my heart. I connect it with the Supreme, the source of power. And I come back to here and now, but with this experience, so I can always come back to it and share it with others. Thank you. Reconnect, remember, and renew means become and share. Check your intentions. Make sure that you give, not take anymore. And check what you eat. Be kind, be loving to planet and all living beings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aneta. I don't know, it was such a full presentation, and you spoke it so beautifully and from such a big heart, powerful heart, really. Can feel your heart in all of the things that you shared, that's for sure. So thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I mean, I love the three. I'm glad you put that last slide up because it brought it all together. And I love that three words of reconnect and remember and renew, because they're such hopeful words, aren't they? Because the is that we've been there before and we can do it. The confidence that we can do it, I think, which I think the confidence, generally speaking, in the world is ebbing fast, really, that anything can be done. So just maybe one, not sure, in a way I don't want to ask it, but yeah, I'm going to ask it because you talked about this thing of being overwhelmed or the opposite. And it feels that with all the, projects and efforts that are being made, do you think there is a feeling that it's too much and that feeling of being overwhelmed? And do you think, it's kind of a big question, but can people who are really working towards that and care about it, do you think they can keep that hope in them without that inner change that you're talking about, the inside out? Because you're with the people, aren't you, in your discussions, in your world meetings and things, and so you get the feeling of the people there. Is it possible for them? Do they manage to keep some hope?
Thank you. It's a very important question. And I met so many beautiful people, wonderful people. They really do everything what they can to help planet Earth, to help all these vulnerable people. because actually, Pope Francis, he understood the crisis of the earth, and he said that the cry of the earth is the cry of the poor. So it's not just the earth, it's really people who suffer, and somehow it happens that these are mostly the poorest, the most vulnerable people. So I met very many people who really want to make a change, and they do their best, but it is not happening. It is not happening, and they see this. And among that, mostly young people, because this is their life is at stake, and they are very smart people, and they can understand where we are and where we are going at, and they see that they cannot count on politicians, they cannot count on the systemic change because it's not happening. So actually, in all these different conferences that we participate, we see more and more frustration. But now we notice that it's even not so much frustration as the feeling of hopelessness that is coming. And it is really creating very big disease, which is depression or eco-anxiety. It becomes a big thing now. So yes, I think it is not possible to keep working like this, to keep hope without understanding this inside-out approach. That's why personally I am so motivated, and I'm so grateful that there is this opportunity for us to participate in so many different platforms. And these are big platforms who people who are aware of this come. So all the so-called climate change conferences, COPs, it's like 70,000 people come. And there are so many of these platforms for climate change, for biodiversity, for desertification, and we go there. And when we started to do it, we didn't know how to approach them, and people didn't understand what we are doing. But now we see that this change of heart is important. And even, some politicians start to see that. Like very good example, Miss Cristina Figueres. She used to be the executive of the UNFCCC, executive secretary. She noticed that, and she speaks about it now. So it is very strong voice. Or Mary Robinson, the ex-president of Ireland, also she understands. So yes, I think it's not possible, and yes, that's why we are there, and we will be there, and we come with this, approach, change consciousness, so you can change the climate, really, change your heart. So yes, meditation is the basic thing which will allow us to stay on the track and to, in a non-violent way, to bring about the change. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was, I didn't want to ask you actually, because there were so many things, but then it came to me that that's what I wanted to ask you. And thank you very much. That was a very amazing reply. And it, because I know sometimes you can feel, well, what are the Brahma Kumaris doing there? What's the point? But there is such a deep point, isn't there? And you've just clarified that for me, and I'm sure for lots of people, just what the point is, really, of being there.
It's really about understanding, but then experience also.
Yes.
Experience.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was very, very deep and very thorough. And those videos you showed, I don't know how you could watch that without your heart kind of crying, really.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't want, to come about overwhelming or scaring, but this is important to understand. So
No,
then
it's very
we really
important.
can do something about it, right? I hope
Yes.
so. I'm sure. Not
I'm
only
sure.
hope.
I'm
Actually, for us, hope became confidence, because the spiritual path, it shows us the sure path. It is the matter of confidence, not only hope.
Yes, that's interesting, because you were saying then there's a feeling of hopelessness. But that right, that it's become not just hope but confidence. I think that's really important. I think on that we'll finish with that amazing note. Thank you so much, Aneta. Thank you. So it just remains for me, though, to do the closing announcements. And I feel quite emotional, actually, after that presentation. I can't help it. But it was very, very powerful. So I'm going to take that back with me. So what's coming up? Two things this weekend. On Saturday, there's an both in-house programs, Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, it's the Om Cafe. They've had one or two before. So it's an event for 18 to 35-year-olds. Definitely, I don't qualify. Nowhere near that. So 18 to 35-year-olds. It's 2:30 to 5. And their theme, because they have had this Om Cafe idea before, I think it must be very nice. Gathering, informal but powerful. And the theme this time on Saturday is the power of now. So that's Saturday 2:30 to 5. And on Sunday, it's part 2 of the Life Changer event of goodbye to anger, irritation, and frustration. So that's 2 to 5 on Sunday the 27th. It's part 2, but I know that John McConnell, who's facilitating it, will want me to say, I don't know whether he's watching, that it doesn't matter if you haven't managed to come to part 1, because of course that it will be applied to some people. Don't think you can't come for part 2, because John will make sure that he integrates it enough for you to feel comfortable with it. So please come. And so both those events are in-house and they both need booking, please. And so you can do that via the website. And a week today, our topic is boundaries, always an interesting topic, barriers or bridges. And the speaker is Sister Shireen Chada, who's based in Tampa, Florida. So the wonder of Zoom, somebody was saying something to me about, when we used to do these in-house, and I said, in a way they were wonderful, but the time now, Zoom is just such a wonder that people from all over the world, like Aneta in Poland and Shireen in Tampa, Florida, can come and be present with us, and we can listen to them and see them and interact with them a bit. So that's coming up, and any more and the detail of all these you can find on the globalcorporationhouse.website. Thank you very much, and good night.